Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to take a look at a 2004 US Mint set. This is a silver proof set, and I want to thank Silver Seeker, who has a YouTube channel, for showing me how to open these up. And so let's take a look at this. This actually comes in a box that says silver proof set on it. It's from the US Mint. If you tip it up, you can see that you can just open the edge. When you open the edge, and I'm wearing gloves for this because these are really valuable, I guess, and so we're just gonna, inside you'll find a certificate of authenticity, and inside the certificate of authenticity, which opens up itself, if I can open it with these gloves, you'll find that it has the specs for all the quarters. And I should say that in 2004, they made 1.175 million of these. So these, while not rare, are pretty valuable. And they're valuable both individually and as part of the set. Now you see here it says 2004 50 state quarter specifications, 90% silver, and then on the back they have all the other coins. And of course some of them, the cent and the nickels, there's 2 nickels in here, they're not silver, but the dime, the half dollar, the dollar is not silver either, of course the Sacagawea, and then all the quarters are silver. So let's take a look at them. So Silver Seeker told me that the way to in his video, the way to do this is you just take these and you tip them back and forth until you can break the seal. And you can hear a snap sometimes when the seal is broken. Let's see if it works the same for me. He was much more capable of doing it than I am, it turns out. But let's see if we can't get it to work. And we see there's a little bit of a break there. That's not really what we're looking for. What he's looking for is to pop it like this. And once you do it, this case is not going to be any good anymore, of course. And so then when you get it out, you have this as part of the proof set. And it's sitting in, it's kind of a styrofoam thing here. And so what we'll do is I'm going to put this down and then open the other one, and then we'll look at them all individually. So this is a 50 state quarters part of it. And I would not suggest you do this unless you have some kind of intent to get rid of the, or to use them in a different way. So what happens with these is that, you see, I'm still trying to break those seals. Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. You just want to get that out of the way, right? And so when you do break it, you make sure you get it out of the way and you get all these plastic chips out of the way as soon as possible. And then you go straight to the other set. And this, of course, is the US State Quarter set from 2004. And it took me a while to get to there, but when you get there, you'll see what a beautiful set of quarters these are. Now let's take a look at them and actually take a. So these ones all, of course, one of the ways you can tell it's a mint set is you can find the S. Now the question is, what's the difference between a mint set, a mint proof set, and silver and non-silver? And that's when you're going to have to actually pop it out like this. And when you pop it out like this and turn it over, look at that. So that is a silver coin. What does a regular 2004 look like? Well, here's one of the regular 2004s. Gets a little scratched up when you use it. And when you tip it up, you see that on its edge, you see the copper, because there's a copper nickel plated copper. And so you can see right in here the copper that comes through, and that's going to be the difference. So if you see this, you know it's going to be a silver quarter. And if we flip it over, we see that this, of course, is the Wisconsin quarter from 2004. And look at it, says forward on it. And if I tip it like that, you can see why people collect proof coins right there, because this is just magnificent. So what we'll do with this is we'll put it straight into a bag and put it straight into some other kind of bag or device so that it doesn't get scratched and you can maintain its proof status. Not so good to look at when it's in there, but it's more protected. Of course, United States 50-state quarter series. Started in 1999, and so this was the 5th year of them. So we're coming up to, at 5 a year, we're coming up about halfway. And this is the states that came in the 20s, from 21 to 25. So there's Wisconsin, and I'm just going to pop out the rest of them, and I'll put them aside and then put them in the wrapper afterwards. There's Texas, 1845 to 2004. And again, these are all going to be silver, and they're all going to have the same George Washington on the front, looking to the left. And as you know, they moved some of the information from the back to the front when they changed the quarters. And so this says United States of America, liberty under the chin, and God we trust here, $quarter behind. And then they moved it so they could put all the information in the back about the state and the state design. Now, people say, well, they used to make silver quarters, and they did. They made them until 1964. This is one of the last of them. And if you tip this one up, you'll see that this is a silver quarter also. And then this, of course, is the old design that was used up until 1998. And you notice on the old design, the United States of America was on the back. But when they went to start making the state quarters, they put the United States of America on the front. The pluribus unum stayed on the back, but $quarter moved. And you see this one right above $quarter, and this one, see where the mint mark is there for the Denver, right underneath the olive branch on this coin on the right. And that's how they did the mint marks in 1964. So both of these are silver coins. This one actually is significantly more in value, simply because it's a proof set, but they're both reasonably valuable. This, even in this condition, is worth probably $5. What other states did we have in 2004? Well, we had the state of Florida, and there's, of course, the vacation land. But then, remember, in Florida, they also put in the fact that there was a Spanish influence, so we have the Spanish galleon there. Gateway to Discovery, it says. That's a space shuttle. There's some palm trees. 2004 pluribus unum, and that is just a magnificent coin. Also, same front, same S. Next up, we have Michigan. And those of you who get quarters and just collect the regular quarters, you never see one that looks quite like this. But you can actually see all of the Michigan in there. The Great Lakes State, 1837. This is a 2004 quarter. Tip it up and we know that it's a proof. And finally, it's the Iowa State Quarter. Foundation in Education. It has the old little one-room schoolhouse. It's Grant Wood, who was a great artist. And so this engraving was kind of taken from a Grant Wood painting. Foundation in Education is the name of it. Not the painting, but the coin. And it's a 2004. Iowa became a state in 1846. So that's our state quarters. Next up, we'll go through from the penny up. And 2004 is an interesting year because they only did have the one penny. And you see this one here? People love this, especially if it goes all over. And it's just this redding of the penny. Oh, don't roll away there, buddy. So this, how this penny turns red. If this all was red, this would be like fabulous. But when you tip it up, you can see little tiny things on there that are simply from, and that's a smooth edge penny, of course. And then when you get to the back, well, you can count the steps on this version. Now, how do they grade these? Well, they grade these a little different. These are graded at proof 65 generally. They come out and they're in a proof 65 condition. So it's not the MS, it's the PR, capital P little r, proof 65. That's how these are graded. And they can go higher than that, of course. You can have some really high level coins. And I'm taking these out not in value order, but just where they are in the, and there's the Sacagawea. Let's see if we can get her. Oh my goodness. So you notice how they actually burnish the coins differently. The figure that sits above gets burnished different than the background. and the background gets incredibly shiny. We see the 2004 S here. If we look way down in here, we see the engraver's initials. Sacagawea, and the baby says Liberty over her head. If we tip it up on its side, we see this is one of the ones with the smooth edge, and we know that some Sacagaweas later went to the year on the outside edge of the coin. This one's not one of them. United States of America, E pluribus unum, just this beautiful eagle flying. And again, the engraver's initials on the back. This is the $1 Sacagawea. Next up, we have a double. And it turns out that in this particular set, there are 2 nickels. So we see the 2004 S. Of course, it's Jefferson facing to the left. We see the initials down under here. Is that an FS for Felix Schlag? I think maybe it is. And then we tip it up and we see this here. This is just parts of the styrofoam that stick a little bit. It's not any, it can be cleaned off easy enough. And then on the back we see, oh, this is one of the years of the Lewis and Clark coins. And this is the boat that they took, paddled up the Missouri, I believe it was, river. So there's Lewis and Clark in their boat. Put that up there. And then this is the other 2004 S nickel, and that is the Louisiana Purchase, which kind of led to Lewis and Clark's expedition and almost doubled the size of the country when we bought Louisiana from France. United States of America, Louisiana Purchase, 1803, and then it says 5 cents, E pluribus unum, and this is the shaking of hands with the French epaulettes and the American eagle cuff there, and again, engraver's initials way underneath. We have 2 more. We have the dime, which is this one, and it's not, so when we looked at the nickel, of course it's made of nickel, but when we get back to the dime, we're back to a silver coin again, and so this is the Roosevelt Dime, Liberty here, in God we trust, 2004, then we have the initials underneath, and then when we get to the back, and this is one that you don't often see in this condition. We not only have the bands here going across, but we have all the up and down lines. You can see the actual fruit, the acorn here, and the olives here. And this is just, you can see kind of my pen tracks across. This is just a beautiful coin. Again, this is, proof 65. So we try to preserve them as well as we can. And then finally, it's the big gun from this year. Not the most valuable in terms of dollars, but the most valuable in terms of sale value. And it, of course, is the Gilroy Roberts, President Kennedy, Liberty, $50 from 2004. It's the S. We tip it up, we see it's just a beautiful silver. And we get to the back, and you will almost never see a coin this good unless it's a proof coin. The detail is just amazing. We see the FG, initials for Frank Gasparo, E pluribus unum. We see the stars. We see the eagle holding the banner. Again, we have the arrows on the left on this one. Arrows on the right, olive branch on the left. So in this one, for our power, we don't have an oak in olives. We have arrows in olives clutched in the claws of the eagle. It says $50 on the bottom. All right. Well, that's pretty much all we have. Again, they made 1.175 million of these, and these are of value both in terms of silver and in terms of the fact that they're proof sets. If you look at it like that, you just amazingly, it's marvelous. This coin right here by itself is valued at about $14 in the coin book, but it also has, I think about these days, $8 or more dollars just in silver value alone. So these are hard to get, they're hard to keep, and you want to take care of them, and that's why we wore gloves today. All right, love to have any comments you might have, put them in the comments section, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel, the DC Coin World International Coin Channel.